Nice. Thanks, Ali, for the introduction and also a warm welcome from me today. I'm actually quite excited because it's my first time doing this webinar or workshop in English. So please excuse if there are any vocabulary missing or something like this. I hope we will get on quite well. And I'm also very excited to get to know you, to get to know your businesses or also your businesses ideas. Ali and Shiraz, they already told me a little bit about the community here and about you, but I'm very happy to maybe give you some expertise and also some information on social media marketing, especially on meta ads today. And I know we're a lot of people from also different countries, so for me it's also a big honor to get to know you, but also to share my expertise and my knowledge with you. Maybe for a little bit more context, we have a lot of organizations and businesses with goodwill we work in in Germany. So basically, some experience, also some practical insights I'm sharing are more focused on the country Germany. There are also some issues or also some content things from meta ads you can transfer easily to other countries. I also included, of course, some comparison or some compared example, which you can also better maybe refer to your country. But maybe you're wondering why there's also some German insights or also some German examples in there. It's just because we have a lot of organizations we work with who are located in Germany, and this is the reason why I can refer to that as the best, but I also got some input for other countries. So I hope we can make it quite well for you as well. So yeah, let's get right into it, I would say. First of all, Ali already told some facts about me, so there's not a lot which I just need to tell about me. There's also for us in Germany, I'm not sure if you use it in other countries, we always connect via LinkedIn or via email. So feel free to also join me at LinkedIn if you have questions afterwards. Feel free to message me there. I think sometimes it's a very easy way to connect also afterwards when we had that workshop together. Also, maybe for some more context, Cherrycom is an agency which was founded 10 years ago, and I've been working there now for 5 years. And at the beginning, I've did quite a lot of Google ads and social ads managing also very operatively. So uh, deep diving in the account straight away and also delivering ads by myself. I still do that a lot, but on the other side, I also work very strategically, and we are also doing a lot of experience, also a lot of education with another company from Germany, where we have a lot of webinars and workshops going around. They're unfortunately in German, so I guess it will be hard for you to understand, but this is also the connection while I'm here today. And if you're interested in some additional education program, I can also assist you here or send you some links. Yes, maybe that's about us. We work with around 100 of organizations right now. Most of them are based in Germany, but we also have like around 10% which are based in international countries like in the US, or we also have some in Africa. We worked also with some organizations in Nigeria during the last years. So there are quite of a lot of things going around. Also through our direct contact with Google, we have a lot of international programs. But today, it's not about Google, it's about social media. So let's get right into it. Maybe you already know what we will talking to today about, as you've maybe read the description of the workshop. And so the basic idea is that I show you some basic on ads in Meta to show you how you can place ads in Meta, how it works, how the algorithm and everything behind the system works. And also to talk with you how you actually get started with meta ads, because I don't know if any of you have tried it before. So the first points will be more about main objectives and key features you need to know when you want to start off with meta ads. And there will be also an overview of the settings. We will also have a look into the meta ads account. If you haven't looked at it before, there's no problem. I actually put all the interface interface settings here in the presentation with screenshots, so you also have it afterwards if you want to look after any specific setting or something like this. But maybe also to give you an overview, we can also look in the account in the Q&A session if you have specific questions on any settings, just to let you know if that's not enough or you want to deep dive into that. And then at the second part of the presentation, I also have some input on the importance of ad creation because for ads, it's always very important and it's a very big fundamental thing to have a good advertisement which is successful. And at the end, we will also look at the key metrics and at the answers or at the solutions we have here. So the most KPIs you need to look at when you're running a campaign. And I've also provided some best practices so you can see how a active campaign or how a campaign which was already online worked like and what you can learn about this as well. Okay. All right. So before I start, it's your turn now. So I've placed a QR code here. Ali, you can also send the link in the chat. This is just a link or the QR code to a questionnaire from Microsoft Forms. And I would really like to know how much experience you have with Meta ads or with Meta in general. So are you using a Facebook page or an Instagram profile? I actually put, I just wait a few more minutes so or a few more seconds so you can um, scan the QR code. I think I actually also have it on the next slide where I placed the questions.
Ines, I think you would have to share your screen because I think we stopped the screen share in the beginning of the session, so you have to share the screen again.
Oh no, was it this the whole time like this?
Yes,
I'm so
unfortunately,
sorry.
but I thought you were giving a overview of the presentation. So, but when you now talk about the QR, yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
no,
present.
that's
So
uh,
perfect.
um
Now it's there.
okay, sorry
Great.
about
Thank you.
yeah. So when you get the presentation, you will actually also see my LinkedIn QR code, which you can scan. So that's it's good to know. But now let's stick to that QR code at the first place. Um, and I hope you understand it everything also without the slides. That's good. I think I have to get back here to the chat. Okay, so basically, what I also wanted to say, well, I guess some of you already answered the question. So these are the questions which I shared with you in the questionnaire to give you the overview. So for me, it's quite interesting where you actually located because there are some differences when running ads in, for example, in Egypt or in Jordan or something like this. And I'm also very interested, like which channel is really relevant for you if you're interested in a specific one. Um, Probably can't cover all of them today, but it gives me a better insight, which I might just focus on when I speak or when we have the questions later on. So let me see if I can also actually share with you the results here. Here we already have some answers. Let me see. Ah, can I make it a little bit? Yeah, I can make it a little bit smaller so you can see the answers. Actually, that's good. Okay, nice. Don't get confused. There are some words here also written in German in this interface because I'm using a German interface, just to not confuse you. The answers and the questions, they should be all in English, so understandable for everyone. But just so you know the context here. So it's very interesting. We just have six, seven answers. It's already updating, but I think we have like uh, quite different countries here which are accessing the workshop. What is also interesting. Oh, I'm very nice. I've seen some of you have already running ads. That's cool. I wasn't sure if any of you has already discovered the meta ads interface, so also the campaigns, but that's good to know. And I've seen also, well, most of you also have like Instagram or Facebook, and some of them are also present on another social media channel. Feel free also if you're using another social media channel to put it in the chat, because for me it's always very interesting because I know other cultures, other countries, they familiar to other social media channels than Germany. So maybe that would be also interesting for me. Yeah, LinkedIn, that's also, I think, quite a very good channel if you're in contact with also other like entrepreneurs and businesses. And I've also put the question here if you're using any other ads. Oh, cool. I can see some of you also using LinkedIn or TikTok ads. That's nice. Okay, I've also put an additional little question with what are your biggest challenges or questions? You obviously can also put them in the chat, but that's good. So we already get an overview of that. Technology in general, well, I'm not sure if I can cover all of that in this session, but I'll try my very best. And targeting, yeah, targeting, we definitely have something on that. And yeah, also about the costs, we will also talk about a cost. So I will give you some reference how much budget you should use at the beginning or what's sensible with to start with. And maybe we can also come back to that questions at the end. So thanks a lot for like accessing and also taking place in this questionnaire. It's always very helpful for me. And I think it's also good to know. Maybe we have a little bit of basics for the people who already used the Meta Ads account, but I hope I can give you some other advice instead, how you can focus or optimize on your strategy. So yes, I will just jump back to the presentation then, so we can follow up on that. Let's see where I have. Here we go. Okay. The presentation should be back on the screen, I guess. And now we can, yes, start off with social ads in general. So for the beginning, I would like to tell you a little bit more about how you can place social media ads or social media marketing in your marketing mix. Don't know which other channels you're using or where you place your services or your products you're offering. But basically, what for me always is important to say that when we talk about social media marketing, we're in an area of push marketing. So I'm not sure if you heard about the difference between push and pull marketing. And when we talk about social media, we call it push marketing because you can, to make it more placative, you can push the information to a specific person or to a specific target group you would like. And the difference or the opposite of this is when people search for specific information. So imagine if you're searching for an educational course, for example, you want to learn Spanish and you're really interested in learning Spanish, then you use Google or any other search machine. And this is pull marketing because people are already searching for something, they have a need. And when we use Meta or other social media channels, we have push marketing with the ads because we can push our information to a specific group and we can like select which channel we use, how much budget we use, and we push it to people maybe when they're in the bus, when they're in the car, when they're in the supermarket, actually, when they're not that aware of our content, but we can distinguish if they are more sensitive or interested in our content by selecting specific interests. So, for example, for the Spanish course, we could say the people who are into learning new languages, who are interested in Spanish culture, and these are things which you can put into Meta to strengthen your target group and also to, like not to push the content to everyone, but to specific people actually. So this is why I just want to explain the difference between like Google or Meta, for example, here. What's also very important for us to say before you start off with Meta ads, it's always good to look at your fundamental vision and at your fundamental channels you have. So, for example, when we start off working with an organization, we always check if they have a website. So I'm not sure if all of you have a website. It's not, like um, of it's not a fundamental to use a website when you link from an ad to something, but we mostly recommend to have a website where you deliver more information about your business or about the service you're offering. And basically, for us, it's very important before you start off with meta ads or with ads in general that you have clarity on your vision and on your goal from your business, not only um, from using the channel, but really what your business is doing and what you want to achieve and what you want to communicate to people. Because sometimes we know from organizations that maybe that's not so relevant for us because you're just like involving your business. There are different expectancy of what people should do when they come to the organization, what they want to sell. And it's very important that this is clear throughout the whole organization or throughout the whole business. So they have the same goal when they talk to people or when they put out their mission or vision to people as well. Yeah. Also, maybe one more difference between using Meta organically. I'm sure if you have a Facebook page or Instagram profile, you're also doing posts organically without pushing them with any extra budget. So when you open or when you post something on Instagram or Facebook, you're actually reaching out to your consistently followership. So basically, you're not really reaching new people. So to use ads is actually a great potential to get a new target group, to reach out to new people which maybe don't know about your business, or to get them to do a specific action. So, for example, when I put out an organic post, it will be mostly played out to my own followers and they will interact with it. But when I use meta ads, I'll can bring them to maybe sign up before. Maybe you have a newsletter which they can sign up for. Maybe you have a specific offer which they can sign up for. Or I'm not sure if you're offering services or any specific products, but you can also really push them or get them right into to purchase a product or to purchase a specific service, which is not that easy with organic content in Meta. So this is the most ambition where I would to recommend to use Meta ads here. So when we have the fundamental thing, I also want to look with you at the strategy because this today is mostly about meta ads, but to start off with meta ads, it's important to look at the strategy first. So before you're actually planning your first campaign, it's important to work on this progress. So what we actually do with organizations and businesses, at first place, we do like a little analysis. Maybe you've heard about the SWOT analysis. It's quite similar to the situation analysis. So we look what you're already doing, which channel you're using, and also what other people in your background or in your business area are doing. Because especially for using social media, it can be quite helpful to get some inspiration, also not for organic stuff, but also for ads as well. And also to see which things you can do better or which things you're better in or which things you can work on. And it's also very helpful to see how they develop their content strategy. So basically, how they create posts, how their ads look like, to see if you can do something better or you can adjust your strategy as well. So at the beginning, we always look on what's there, what's already there to start on with. And then we also deep dive a little bit on the positioning. This is also the fact I talked about before. So basically, what's special about your offer, about your service, and how you can, like make yourself unique in a maybe market where also similar businesses sell or offer, also products like you. And then for social media, I come to this also in just a moment. It's important to define a goal. So, for example, it can be a goal that you say, okay, I want to purchase, like, I want people who purchase around 100 of my products. If you have a specific product, maybe it's, I don't know, it's a specific course you can book. So I want to get 100 purchases of my new course I just developed. Or if you have a specific product, it could be like something this you refer to. So it's not like that I want to sell something. That's a very, very general goal. It should be as specific as possible. And this is what we work with in the goal definition process. And after we've defined that goal, it's a lot more easier to say or to decide which people we actually want to attract. So basically, after that, we look with our customers or with the businesses at their maybe at their persona or at that audience target group they already have and see, okay, is this product or the service relevant for all audience group? Is there a specific person which represents, for example, someone who wants to visit a Spanish course? So we really get into these interests and all other characteristics of the person. And after we've defined the person and the audience group, we can decide also better which channel we want to use. Because some audience is more available on LinkedIn, for example. If you want to refer more to other businesses, LinkedIn is a great opportunity to also to connect with them. Maybe it's even better than Facebook or Instagram. But if you want to reach a broader audience, Facebook or Instagram can be also very helpful. So this is why we do the target audience definition before the channels and the measure decision. And after this, so when you decided, okay, I want to push any content to a specific group, for example, on Facebook for the Spanish course, as an example further on, you design a specific advertisement for how for the Spanish course you're offering. So you say like, I'm offering a Spanish course for people from this and this age, and you can register here for the course. Maybe if there's a cost, you also include the cost. And after you've put this all together in a campaign, and I think this is one of the most important step, you actually look at your results and you analyze them and see what you can learn from these results. Because like if you don't learn from the campaign, even if it hasn't been successful, it's it's not worth it to, like to invest the money. And therefore I really always advise to do the measurement and the optimization at the end and to also focus on this to to work on your campaigns. But let's deep dive a little bit into that steps to see like the most important questions you should answer at the first place. I've just put them here together. It's a lot I've already talked about, but they're like five most essential questions before you start off. For example, like after this workshop, if you're wondering where I can start off now with meta ads or with ads in general, I would advise answer these questions and then maybe go to Meta or another platform you've chosen by yourself to set up your first campaign. And basically, what we're looking now into why Meta ads in general, because I've also seen like some of you using LinkedIn, or maybe you're also interested in using other social media channels, and that's totally fine. Like today, we will focus on Meta because there's a lot of potential in Meta, but there are also other social media channels. But what I wanted to show you is that when we look at the countries you're operating in, or maybe your target group is in, Egypt now is just an example of them. I know there are also other participants which are not from Egypt, obviously. You can see what you need to refer to in your content, but also in your channel. So you can actually also look at this data or at that report for other countries. This is available for almost each country on the world. So you also have the source here. But what is really interesting that when we look here on the social media use in Egypt, the report also shows that a lot of people in Egypt prefer to access social media via their smartphone. So first learning would be if we deliver ads and if you place ads on Facebook or on Instagram, it's really important that they match or their design match with smartphone design so that they're more optimized on, like on the format of a smartphone, not on a format from a laptop when you look at the ad, and that you also, like make them very clearly in their understanding. There's also a result of this study that in Egypt, a lot of more people use Facebook than Instagram. So a lot of more people are available on Facebook than on Instagram. It always depends a little bit on your target group. But as you see here, the numbers around 22% of the people who use the internet in Egypt, they actually also using Instagram. And yeah, a bigger amount, like almost double of them are available on Facebook. So basically, this is where you can already decide if you want to reach out to a bigger target group. Maybe Facebook would be a better decision in Egypt. This is one thing which or one base you can decide on. I don't have this graph in this presentation for each country. I can also put it in afterwards. I can also share you the link for that source. But what I've done, because Ali told me like the biggest regions maybe you operate in, I made a little comparison between Egypt, Tunisia, Jordan, and Morocco, to see also how different maybe their main market characteristics and the platforms are. And what is really interesting, I think, like in Egypt, we have a lot of people who use Facebook, but for example, in Jordan, more people are available on YouTube or on Instagram, especially when you want to put out your content. There, it's very interesting maybe to look more closely to Instagram to see if I can reach more people, which are important for me through Instagram here. So this is why I want to share with you. I'm showing you how today not one strategy. I'm showing you just the options of what you need to think when you're developing a strategy for your country, because every country or every environment is a little bit different. And this is why my assumption today is to give you a good overview, but I can't provide a perfect or ideal strategy for one country which fits all for all countries. So this is basically why I'm sharing all this information like as an overview. Okay, so let's get into the main objects and features. It's great that you're using the chat. I also welcome you to use it if you have other questions, because now I'm quite running through the presentation. It can be a lot of input, so feel free to put your questions there. So basically, when we look at ads, and so there's one argument I would think now in the first place when we looked at the slides which were there before, why you should use Meta or why you should use other social media channels, because if you want to reach out to new people which don't know your business, Meta or social media channels are a good platform where you meet a lot of people from the population. So this is one of the most reasons, because a lot of population or a lot of citizens are available on social media. This is one big argument. Another argument why it can be worth it to actually put budget into these ads or into your content is that you can boost your brand awareness, or you can make yourself more popular or more present in the digital marketing area in general. Because we have organizations and also small businesses who actually start with a monthly budget of 300 and 500 euros. Maybe you have to like check your currency, because if you transparent, it's not euros. But basically, if you refer to that amount, it's not that big money. Maybe for you, I don't know. I don't want to like put it into something suspicious, but for organizations we work with, they can afford like around 500 euros for maybe, for example, for 4 months to start off with social media ads. So what I also want to encourage you today is that you maybe just start off and test how social media ads can work for you. So one goal can be that you actually want to be more present in the digital market. And also your ads are not only boost your brand awareness, they also strengthen that you actually have a business. They make people more aware of what you're doing. Because when you're right at the beginning of starting or developing your business or your product or your service, not a lot of people know about it. And with social media, it's really easy also for a small money to put yourself out there and say actually just to say what you're doing, not actually saying, well, book my course, but actually say this is the courses I'm offering, for example. So basically to get that digital presence, you can use ads on Instagram and Facebook also quite good. The third most important goal or issue here, and this is what I think is most effectively when you use ads, is that you can also get prospects or signups over ads. So basically, when you place ads on Instagram and Facebook, people can directly buy or book your product over the ad, which is not that easy, for example, when you put an organic post in Meta. So this is the most important goal or most important sense of why using ads, I would say in general. What is important when you start off? So this is a little bit more technical. What is important, not strategical, but when you start off with starting your first campaign on Meta, it's important to define one goal because in the campaign you can only decide on focusing on one goal. And you also need a conversion tracking when you want to get bookings for your course or sell products. So maybe I'll talk a little bit more about these complex word conversion tracking. Maybe some of you have heard about that, but it's basically the technical issue or the technical goal that people can book over another channel your course or your offer. Because when I have an ad, I normally link to a website, and on the website, I can buy your service or I can buy your product. And for Meta, it's very important that they get the message that somebody bought your product on the website. So to get the connection between Meta and between website, it's important to have that conversion tracking because when we implement conversion tracking, it's like a technical process where you implement triggers that will be sent to Meta. So Meta know someone who clicked on my ad and got to my website also purchased that Spanish course. And to get that information, we need the conversion tracking. So in case you just want, like people who interact with your posts, you don't need the conversion tracking. But if you have a website or any other channel you're linking your ad to, it's quite important to set up so Meta knows if your campaign is actually successful or not. Because if you don't have the conversion tracking, Meta, they still show your ads to people, but they don't know if you're reaching the right people who actually book the course or who book your offer. You're just reaching people where Meta doesn't know if it's successful or not, and therefore it's so important on the conversion tracking. I won't focus much on the conversion tracking today because it's quite technical, but if you have questions on that, we can also discuss it at the end, or I can also answer questions afterwards as well. For the campaign, it's also very important to have a clear structure and a design, as well as clear content and a very understandable design of the ads. And this is mostly for the fourth point is the point I've talked about it at the beginning. Don't just invest your money, analyze what you're doing. And also, if you don't see any results at the campaign level for like in the first week, don't always, don't stress as much as that because normally campaigns need 3 to 6 weeks to really generate meaningful results, also to run effectively. In Meta, we always have like a learning phase at the beginning. So the algorithm actually needs to learn which people I should target, which people work, which people interact with my ad successfully. So our advice, our recommendation is always to run your campaign at least 3 to 6 weeks to see if it's efficient or not. There are also some other some other informations or inspirational content areas where you can get information about. So there is a meta ads library. I'm not sure if you heard about it, where you can look at all ads which are active now from other organizations or businesses on the whole world. You can also actually look on the ads which have been active. So there's a whole history, which can be interesting when you're doing your first ad to look, like what other organizations or business already done for your product. And you can get very inspired by them, or even not exactly copy, but you can like adjust their style maybe to your style and see which information they put in their ads as well. I think that's quite helpful when you start off at the first time. If you don't want to focus on this conversion tracking topic, or if you even don't have a website, there's still an option to use meta ads through instant forms. So basically, Meta has the option, when you don't want to link to a website, to use to a form which can be automatically filled out directly in Meta interface. So maybe you've seen it somewhere else where you've clicked on an ad and then you actually open a pop-up form where you put your name in and then your email address. And I think like it's the most easiest way to sign up for a newsletter like this. Sometimes it's also very, like you have to be sometimes very careful with this, because if you're just looking or requesting the name and the email address, there can be also a lot of trash or not qualified contacts in this list when you use the instant form. But it's also a quite effective way if you want to generate first leads. Not only people who book your services or who purchase your products straight away. But if you want to get someone who's interested in you and you want to keep them updated with what you're offering, instant form can be used also quite well. And I think what's also very important before you choose if you're using a landing page or an instant form, clearly define your target audience. So especially when you're starting off with meta ads, it's important that you really look maybe at one or two audience group which you want to target, and see what's possible on Meta to target, yeah, or to find out about them and which interest you can actually focus on. Okay, so let's look at the goals. I'm just looking a little bit on the time because I have quite a lot of slides, but I'm not sure if we can cover them, all of them, but let's just get into it. So when we look at the goals, I've put actually all 4 goals you can use on Meta here, because I already said when you have a campaign, you need to focus on one goal. You can only select one goal when you go through the campaign setup process in Meta. So basically, what you can see here, you can focus on reach. So actually just reaching a lot of people who should know about your business. You can also focus on interactions, and interactions here means interactions with your content on Meta. So basically that you receive a message on Instagram or on Facebook, or that the people will interact with your posts on Meta morally. And the other two goals can be that you actually get external traffic, so that the traffic or also the goal is not focused on your Instagram or on your Facebook business or platform. It's more focused on your business in general and delivering information or booking any services about Meta. So there is external traffic, which just means you're delivering or you're linking people to your website in general, so they can inform about your whole business idea on the website. And I would say like more strengths and more strict is the target action or the conversions, because here you're focusing on a specific product, specific service. So if you have like, I want to sell, for example, the 100 Spanish courses, then I would take the target actions or the conversions in this case here, for example. Also, when you use a lead form, the target action would be also to register for a newsletter or for another course or form here. Okay. All right, let's see. This is the part where we look into the Meta Ads account. Some of you already have looked in the account as you've already run a campaign, but basically to show you the interface, this is how it looks like. I'm not sure how big it is on your screen, as you already get the presentation also afterwards. Don't stress about that. But what you can see here, this is actually a screenshot of our Meta Ads account. So there are some names in the campaigns which might be a little bit irritating. But basically here you can see the overview of the key features you can take into Meta. And there are a lot of different settings and also insights you can select here on the left-hand side. But what is most important for you when you create a new campaign is all things you can see here. So basically, if you would have an active campaign, right now we also don't have an active campaign in our Meta Ads account. You would see all the results and also the money you spent on the campaign here in this area in your account. Maybe some of you have already been in this area, some of you not. I welcome you to test during our workshop now if you can access this area already. It's called Meta Ads Manager, but you need to sign up for it before. So it doesn't only work if you have a Facebook profile, you also need to actually create with your Facebook profile the access to the Meta Ads Manager. But yeah, feel free to test if you haven't. So basically, now when we get in the concrete process to start off with your first campaign, you can click here on create. And then these are the five sections which your goals can be distinguished in. And basically what we recommend or what I would recommend to you to use is one of the goals which are marked in yellow or the blue one. It depends a little bit where you stand right now with your business or your business idea. So if you're already familiar with Meta Ads and you already tried some campaigns, maybe it's not that relevant for you to get more popularity. Maybe you want to get more traffic on your website. You want to get more leads. So like signups with the instant form or even on your website, you can also have a form where people sign up for your newsletter and for something else. Or you can use the sales volume. You can see here for the sales volume, you can focus on direct purchases. Actually, also on Meta, if I'm not sure if you have a shop like for your specific products like Shopify or something like this, this is also an option which you can include in Meta or which you can link to Meta, so your product will automatically show up in this campaign. Just to let you know. So, for example, if we have our 100 Spanish courses, which we want people to register for, I would probably go with the sales volume if they book the course on my website. And then I would click on the sales volume. And when I go on this, Meta actually they guide you through the whole process of setting up a campaign. So when you click on this, you will get in that interface, and there will be a new campaign draft of your campaign. And basically at the first step, you need to select some general information. So on campaign level, this is why I'll skip that here. You don't really have to put a lot of information. You can change the name here at the top. So it shouldn't be named new campaign to boost sales. Maybe you can put something more more identically here. For example, how long the campaign runs from the 1st of August until the 31st of September, and maybe also the goal for example, I would do here like Spanish course bookings would be maybe the name for that example. And then I can also select the source. So for example, here, it's the website. As I said, for the conversion on the website, my source is the website because the conversion will be done on the website. And here you see these active data sets, and the data sets are the information or the connection between my Meta channel or my Meta platform and my website. So these data pixels are integrated in the QR code of the website in the back end, and therefore Meta can see what's actually happened to these specific actions on my website. And this is what you need to select in the ad group. So we have 4 levels. We have the campaign, we have the ad group, and we have ads. And the ad group one is the source you put in from the information. And the ad group also shows how much budget you invest in your ads and how long they run. So for the example, we run a campaign from the 1st of August to the end of September. We can set in a start date and an end date as well. So especially if you have a specific budget and a specific time, you can actually put that here at once at the first place. And then the campaign will just start off and run the whole time, and you don't have to stress about when I need to activate or reactivate it. So you can easily also plan stuff or offers you have also planned in your business as usual. Okay. When we look at target groups, and I think this is also one interesting part, we can see that you can actually choose between 4 different types of audiences or target groups in Meta. So you can take the Advantage Plus audience, which is quite new, it developed last year. You can also choose the interest-based audience, a user-based target group, or a lookalike. Maybe you've heard of these options before. What I can recommend to you, if you haven't used Meta Ads before, it's probably reasonable to go with the interest-based or the Advantage Plus audience at the beginning because they are more broadly than the other two. And the interest-based audience, I've just shown you an example here. So you also get a feeling what you can actually select of interest. There are a lot more interest you can select in Meta. But this is just an example. So basically what I also would recommend to you when you look for your target group or when you define it, you go into the Meta Ads Manager and see which interest match to the people you want to target. So basically what is quite interesting about the target group, it's you can put a location in there, and it's quite a small location, I would say. So this is a place in Berlin, just a small suburb in Berlin, and you have like a radiation of 4 kilometers, which where you can reach people. And okay, there's actually someone who will be staying there.
Actually, it's
Confident.
all of us who will be staying
Oh, really?
in
Oh,
in Alexanderplatz in October. Yeah, our hotel is the Parkin Hotel right beside the TV tower.
oh no, really? I didn't know that. That's so fun. Well, good guess.
Coincidence.
So maybe if this campaign would be active, you would see our ads. But what I think what's really interesting and also very impressive when you use Meta, you can be quite specific in your targeting. So when you want to start off with a small budget, maybe you just target one city where your audience group is, where you can find your audience group in. And then you can actually select the location, you can select the language, and you can also select these interests. And for interests, I'm just saying this because I can't deliver a list of all the interests in Meta. There's a huge amount you can look for, and you can decide which one you want to use. But there's not an official list for Meta where they say these are all the interests which we have available. So especially if I don't know your business case in person or in specific, I think that's a really good exercise you can take afterwards to see which interest might be reasonable for us, especially if you have already defined some audience group or also some persona. It's good to already look at it and to like to see if these interests match with your interest you already defined. This is for the interest-based audience. If you're not quite sure what people who look for you are interested in, you can also use the Advantage Plus audience. There you don't need to put interests in. There actually the artificial intelligence from Meta decides which people will see your ads and which not. And they decide based on the ads you're providing for your service or for your product and based on the other settings in the campaigns, which sometimes it can be working out quite well if you have a very good and strong and clear, understandable ad. For Meta, it's easy to target the right people, but sometimes it's also quite hard. So recommendation would be You can always put interest inside of the audience, maybe to just get a feeling or to test which interest might work for your audience group or for your product or service and which not. And for the other two types of audience, the user-based target group and the lookalikes, if you're doing Facebook and Instagram organically, you can actually also target people which are already following you or which have already interacted with your post. So, for example, if I would sell the Spanish course I'm talking about, I would also target people who are already following my channel or who have interact with my posts because I know they already know my business, they already know what I'm doing, and they're more likely to invest in my business or to book a course. So therefore, I think it's really reasonable if you do ads and you want to sell your product or you want to get someone to sign up, to use these user-based target groups because these people are already more sensitive about your business and it's easier to reach out to them because they already know what you're doing. So especially when we look at that fourth goal, the conversion and the actions, it's very interesting to also use user-based target groups. And I'll put that also here. The sources you can choose on. So basically, you can get the people who've visited or who following your Instagram profile or your Facebook page, but you can also show the ads to the people even who visited your website. This only works when you implemented the conversion tracking because then Meta has the data from your website, otherwise it won't work. But that's also a quite efficient way to reach out to people who already know you. I actually know maybe after we've done this exchange or this deep dive into the account, we can pause and I can start on with the questions. I also have some input on the ad content and on the KPIs, but maybe I think it's more important to answer your questions and I can share the whole presentation also afterwards, just to let you know. But feel free when we're in the question area on the question section and you want to know more about how to create a successful advertisement, we can obviously deep dive in that topic as well. Just to give you a short, like a short side quest on that. But in case of the ad group, so we have defined our budget, we have defined the time where the campaign should run, and we defined the target group, which interested and which age they are and where they are located. Afterwards, when we define all of this, we can also define the ranking. So basically, the ranking means where our ads should be shown. There's an option to put them on Facebook, Instagram, also on Facebook Messengers at the same time. But maybe if we say, well, our target group is more present on Instagram, we can also just select Instagram as placements, and then only people on Instagram will see our ads. Sometimes if you have a small budget, that's quite reasonable because you get a better overview of also how your audience group is acting like. And you can even test, for example, if you have one ad group where the people are present on Facebook, and then you have one ad group where people are on Instagram, you can test which one is working better, for example. So if you're placing your ads in one ad group only on Facebook and the one on Instagram, you can do like a little test which channel or which platform was working better with me for me in case of ads. That was the ad group. When we look now one selection deeper, there's the advertisement itself, which we can actually put in here. Therefore, you need to link, actually don't know where. I think for your presentation, I actually will take a new screenshot because this is all in German I see right now. The other ones are not. But I just explain it to you. For publishing an advertisement, you need to connect your Facebook page at least to the ads manager. You can also connect your Instagram profile to here, but it doesn't have to be that. That's an optional thing. Only if you want to do placements on Instagram, you need to connect your Instagram profile here as well. And then you can select here if you want to use a manual advertisement. So basically, if you have something new, you want to push through ads, or you can even push posts you already delivered organically through your budget. And therefore you can select push a post which is already online. That's the second option here, but I will translate that as well. And if you do a post push from your post, you don't really need to like to create an ad. If you want to create a specific ad for your campaign, which is sometimes it's quite reasonable if you have, for example, the Spanish course, which you want people to book, it's can be a quite placative and a specific ad you work on where you put like we have a Spanish course, it costs like 300 euros, apply or book it now. Then the ad will be quite specific also with text on the picture. And sometimes when we do organic posts, there will be no text on the picture. So for some issues or actions, it's quite reasonable to create a specific ad and not only focus on your posts or on your organic content, which is already online outside. And after that, so you basically have the ad as a picture. You can also put in the link on your website here as well. And then you don't only have the link, and you have also to select the call to action. So basically, a call to action is something I've already talked about, like for courses, book now. So always the next step you want people to do. So for example, purchase or register or download if you want them to download a specific PDF or something like this. So the call to action you always need to put into the ad, but you also need to select it here in the ad setup process. And after, selecting which call to action you want to use, you also need to put in some text. So basically, when you have the call to action, we can also look at at the ads, how they look at the end also, just now. But you have to select a primary text, which will be presented above your app, above the picture you sharing or you're placing. And then you also have a headline, which is actually not shown here, and the headline will be shown under your ad. So we can look at it just now, how it will look like in the real placement. But these are the information you need to put in. And here's the option to add more than one text option, maybe just for a little recommendation or advice. At the first place, when you're running your first campaign, it's okay to just work with one primary text, one headline, and one subline. There's no need to put in more than one. This is also one recommendation Meta has. So if like if you want to focus more on really doing one straight campaign and one text, that's totally fine and totally enough if you're starting off. Okay. Questions. I would do a little break here now and see how much questions we have here in the chat. And maybe also if you have specific questions, sorry, maybe you can raise your hand if there's anything you want to get deeper into. I'm just checking the chat. I've seen the question, could you please share with us the most platforms used in Germany? I can do that. I actually have that on the other slide from the other webinar. Maybe to just share it with you to talk about it. In Germany, a lot of people use Instagram as the most popular platform. So Instagram is quite reasonable when you target people in Germany, especially younger ones. When we do ads with our businesses, we also focus a lot on Facebook and Instagram. What I know, when you want to specifically target young people, TikTok can also be a good channel. And we have some businesses which also work with Pinterest. I'm not sure how much Pinterest is present in your countries. I'm not sure if it's interesting for you, but we know in Germany a lot of women who are present on Pinterest. And because we're mostly working with organizations and social businesses, we have a lot of women who are interested in like social topics and who are searching there for inspiration on their like on their parenthood or even when they have babies or when they are when they have children or when they searching for any inspirational thing for their flat or for their apartment. And there can be quite helpful to also target ads there. Um, Aya, maybe you want to say something to that, or do you have another question?
No, I have a question. It's
Yeah.
you asked us if we have a question, so I want to take your opinion on something because we ran ads for I think 3 times now.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have anyone professional who's professionally did running the ads before, so we are just trying to learn, and
Mm-hmm.
we are trying with our money, kind of. So we ran the first ad with almost 1 week for a 1 week, and another one for 1 week, and another one for 1 week. So each ad we run it for a week to know which one is starting people more. Um, so the same problem that we are having or facing each time of them, that the segment that we are choosing, for example, people with enough money so they can pay for our service, for example, it never goes this way. I think that most of them doesn't have money. They think that our services are free, though we are actually we choose places where people there are rich, they have enough money and stuff like that. So I don't know how to target audience in order to make the less people who are not suitable for us, but the most of them are actually our target audience who wants. I want the ad to go to them straight away. And we
Mm-hmm.
also use the messages. The messages is the best one for our service because it lands us with people who we can talk to, and then we can land on our goal finally. But the messages were the best for us. We did awareness and then we did messages, but still we're facing the problem with the segmentation part, that we cannot choose exactly the people that they are perfect for us. We have only one goal to land on a message, and we have a clear persona for us.
Okay. I'm not sure. Maybe there's an option that you can share your target group with us or with me, because for me it's quite difficult to know if we're
Yeah,
targeting the right people or not. Maybe what I can
yes.
say, are your ads are placed on Facebook or Instagram? Do you have any distinguishing
Meta.
there?
Now
Meta.
Meta, and we're running for two, Facebook and Instagram, because we are in Egypt. So most of people who have enough money or they are
Mm,
well paid, they are on Instagram mainly. Not enough with Facebook, but we do both actually in order to have the segment that we need. What we are targeting is a females who are interested in mental health, because we are offering mental health sessions for females specifically, and
mm,
they are well paid in order to, and they are well educated as well in order to have the awareness of mental health, so they can land on the sessions after all. So that's the service that we are offering, and that's what they are looking for. So these are the basics. So we choose the locations of their houses, for example. We choose the brands that they could buy from.
mm,
We choose some things that makes us know that they are well paid somehow. But still, we don't get this kind of persona that we land on. So from, for example, 180 message, we maybe get 10 messages who are our persona. So I'm
mhm.
not sure if this is the perfect matching or not. And I have another question as well. When we
Yeah.
are doing yeah,
I'm not sure if maybe Karen wants to refer to that or if you have something
okay.
different. But please
Uh,
go on.
if,
Karen, maybe you want to say something?
well, the other question is if I am preparing the media plan. So, for example, I know now that per day I will spend X amount of money. Uh, how would I know the return of this amount of money? So, for example, $1, I'm gonna spend $1. How I'm gonna expect the return of this $1 on a form of revenue or profit or whatever to the company?
So if you haven't run any campaigns, it's quite hard to say like what you can expect. I know some prices from the German market I can share with you. Like for example, if you want someone to sign up your form, if you use the instant form in Meta, it can be about like one euro up to €2 when you per lead, which you can expect if you link to your website. So if you really want to sell your product, if you want to sell your service for health, it can be
Yes.
much more, like maybe about €50 to €100 per service. I'm not sure how price sensitive the service you're offering. So I'm sorry that I can just, like give like a rough answer, but
I understand. I understand. I'm just trying to maybe figure it out a percentage. So should I put a 10% extra, or the same dollar that I get, the same dollar that I will get, that I paid the same dollar that I will get or not? I don't know how to calculate that kind of, or expect, even do an expectation to know if we are on the right way or not.
Yeah, so maybe one advice I can give, we always focus when we work with organizations, so you should put at least that much budget into your ad as much as you're getting out of the service. So for example, if your service costs €100, you should invest euro in your ad. That like because that should deliver, or that should guide to one conversion at the beginning. At the beginning, it's also quite hard, or it will be quite expensive if you're straightening or focusing on conversions or on booking your service straight away. But this is maybe one reference I can give, which probably is also transferred to other markets. Okay. I would follow on with Karen, if that's okay.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Of course.
My question is, I just realized and understood that Aslan Meta ads is something different than the ads of Instagram. So is Meta ads related to Instagram, or it's something, a whole
Yeah.
other thing? Sorry, it's 101 for dummies. I am the dummy. I know nothing.
No, right. So Meta ads includes ads on Instagram and on Facebook. So Meta is just like I'm not sure. So Meta
When
ads
when I
is
do the ad, it's from Instagram, or I do an ad from Meta. Yeah, I should have something called Meta ads, and from there I do the ads.
yeah,
Do you
yes.
understand the question?
I know, I'm not sure if I get it right. You can also put ads through your Instagram profile or through your Instagram account.
Yeah, this is related to Meta ads, or Meta ads is a different app.
No, it's related to Meta ads. So there's a way actually when you're on Instagram to set up ads just on Instagram.
Yeah.
And Meta ads, you can set up ads on Instagram and also on Facebook. So this is kind of the connection or the platform where you can do both at the same time.
Okay.
But it includes also the Instagram ads.
Okay. And and it doesn't charge the same thing, right?
Or you mean like by charging the same thing?
Like if you only do the ad from Instagram, or you do it from Meta, so it's on Instagram and Facebook, so you pay the both, right?
Yeah, you pay for both, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Thank you.
No problem. Sarah,
And uh,
is there one more question?
I have another question. It's about the website. Is that everyone was telling me to do a website, and I did two websites, and I don't use them, and I don't know how to use them, and I don't know why I did them, and I'm paying for it.
Okay, but so you did them to use them in Instagram ads or in Meta ads, or for what you?
For my business, which is selling circus toys, and the other one, which is hopefully soon to be an NGO, which is doing the circus uh,
Ah,
shows and workshops and psychosocial support and all of this support. So I did
mm,
two websites, for the shop and for fabric, but I'm not using them. and I don't know why. Now what do? I did the website.
Okay.
Why do I do the website? How do I use the website? You know what I mean?
So the
I'm
the
sorry.
website is
More than dummies, 000 dummies.
yeah. No worries. This is what I'm here for. So basically, it's great that you have a website, and with the website, people are actually, they can find you online. If you don't have a website, how should people find you online? So this is it's your first contact, or your, like if you meet people in person, you give them your card, your business card, for example, so they can call out or reach out to you. People search for your topic. It's great because now they can find you online. So this is the first step why you need it. Now it's just the question how you get people to your website.
Yeah, I get.
If you use social media ads, you can also do other things. We also do a lot of like search engine optimization. So actually not working with specific budget, but like focusing on working on your website to get more people onto it organically. So when people search, for example, for circus toys, they will land on your website. It's a total other topic, but this is also something you need to work on, or you can work on to get more visitors to your website.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course, maybe we can deep dive at that at one other time, or maybe we can just, like
I would
follow
love.
up afterwards.
Yeah, I would love to, please. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Sarah,
Hello,
hello.
how are
Yeah,
you? Thank you for this يعني, uh, helpful session. I would like to ask you about something. They are related to each other regarding the meta ad, because my business is depending mainly, even the agri-tech line or the food tech line, depending mainly on the Facebook. تمام.
hmm
So we have right now, I already make that this targeted meta ad, okay, and each time it gives me some result. Sometimes it's this result, it will be high, it's already high, and another times it's not like the expected result that I already wanted from this meta ad, okay, and I don't know why, and I don't know what is the explanation from this part. Also, I would like to know if there is any tools that I can link it with AI to make this steps to make a meta ad process more easy. So I think I need if you have any tools with we can use, because I need to link it in with this AI tool. And the last question is, if I would like to make um, um, in Instagram or Facebook, or I need to know any platform that already is used inside the Germany. What are the most platforms that are used inside Germany?
from like Facebook and Instagram and so on.
They are the most,
Yeah, so the most ones
or
is actually
Pinterest?
Instagram is the most used ones. A lot
Yeah.
of people are available in Germany on Facebook as well. But there are a lot of profiles which people actually don't actively use. So basically, I would say Instagram and Facebook are the most important ones.
Yeah.
If you're focusing on working with other business, so like doing B2B, I would focus on LinkedIn. But you can, for me, if you work for the market in Germany, Facebook and Instagram will be the best part to start up with.
Okay. Sorry about LinkedIn. Could you please repeat this part because I couldn't hear?
Here, so for LinkedIn, if you're doing business, if you're searching for business or for other companies, then it's more helpful to use LinkedIn. But
Okay.
I wouldn't advise to work with ads on LinkedIn straight away, because ads on LinkedIn are quite expensive. So when you start off with social media marketing, LinkedIn ads are much more expensive than Meta ads, and and you can do a lot already with Meta ads, and therefore I would focus more on LinkedIn organically, and when you do ads, I would do it on Meta.
Okay, actually, when I target any customer outside Egypt, I feel that it's not having any result. So, is there is any problem to, sorry, is there is any solution to overcome this problem?
Sorry, you mean like to target people in Egypt, or I didn't get it?
Outside. No, no. If I make an meta ad, okay, for from Egypt here, that I already based my business, and then if I will target any customer outside like USA or Germany or any part of Europe, I don't have any result, and I
Yeah.
don't know why. So,
Okay.
if there is any explanation or you have any solution to overcome this problem?
Mhm. I haven't heard about that actually, because we already also placed ads, for example, with a German business in France or in Spain. So we've already done this. I'm not sure, maybe there's a bug, but I can get back to you afterwards to see if there's.
Maybe this because we are in the Middle East region, but you are in Europe, like a union. So I think this is
Mhm.
the difference. And when I make this situation or thinking about targeting anyone outside Egypt, the advertisement is not working, and it's forced me to leave some targeted customers to publish this announcement or this advertisement. And I faced this problem many times.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe it's a restriction of Meta that you can't target people from European countries, but I haven't heard about that actually. It should be still possible.
Sarah, can I ask you something? Did you try the campaign on the Meta Ads Manager? Because I think you can change the location. Maybe Enes can correct me if I'm wrong.
Maybe this is the problem. Yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
did you? I think you can change the location on Meta Ads Manager, right?
Yeah, you can.
Each time
Uh,
I make this advertisement, I should to localize, really reallocate myself to in
أيوة.
the.
Did you? It was on Instagram.
Yeah, no, it was on Facebook actually.
On Facebook. I mean, how did you start the campaign? Did you click on boost post, like the instant boosting promotion?
Yeah, I make this, and if I wanted to get outside, I think it's
Aywa,
it.
I think that's the problem because I had this experience before. If you want to make like a specific campaign outside of your location, you have to start it on the Meta Ads Manager. Like you have to make a campaign to start the campaign. But
Okay.
the boosting, the instant boosting, it just boosts or promotes the ad or the post within your area, like within X around X number of kilometers in your
Yeah.
area. Yes,
Okay. Thank you, Nora. Thank you,
you're
and
welcome.
thank you,
That's
Enes, for your support also and answering all the questions.
Yes, of course. Thank you also, Norin, for jumping in. I think that's great because if you want to change the location, you actually need to work with the meta, so it won't work about Instagram or other channels. This is a very good advice. Um, And maybe just because you were also asking for the AI tools, I don't have any specific AI tools. When you do the analysis of the campaign, I like to refer to Gemini or ChatGPT, like so when you put your numbers in there on an anonymous level. So for example, if you just put the numbers or the results you've got from Meta in there, Gemini, also ChatGPT, they can analyze it if it helps for you. And also in terms of like providing text, also ideas on ads. We have specific GPTs for each of our customers or business we work with, where they have information about like what they're doing and how they're spelling and everything is. And there we can actually ask, like, if we have a new campaign topic, maybe let's brainstorm together which idea would work for this campaign topic. So we often use AI as a support to get like more ideas and to get very creative. But for the ad at the end, we also, like finalize it by ourselves. And I think that's very important when working with AI. So I would just focus on the like most important areas like Gemini or ChatGPT, which can be quite helpful. Okay, I think there was also one more question in the chat from Ola with the analysis KPI and like when we look at campaigns, when you're actually running a campaign on conversion or on sales, which KPIs you look at afterwards and how you can see if the campaign was successful or not. I actually have that in my slides. I will just jump in from the presentation mode into another mode. I also have some input for how to create a successful advertisement. I would just share with you, Ali, afterwards as well, and feel free to also share it with the group because it's just some slides which might be helpful.
Thanks, Ines. Will do shortly.
And I just... Oh, now you cannot see my screen anymore, I guess.
No, no slides of the screen, but now, yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so basically, so when we look, I've talked about these different goals you can use. So basically, when we start off with the reach, at the beginning, when you select reach as your most campaign goal, you should really look obviously at the reach. So how many people you're reaching with the campaign. Of course, if you're focusing on reach, there will be probably no bookings or no purchases of your products because the campaign is focusing on reaching as much people as possible. So basically, when you do a reach campaign, please look at the reach. Also look at the CPM. It shows you how many you pay for 1,000 impressions, and this gives you an idea. Maybe if you create not only one ad for your topic, maybe you create 2 ads. You can see which ad is actually performing better or which is more cheaper to reach people. This is one assumption, the CPM, which we always use. For Facebook or Instagram, it's also quite reasonable not only to work with static pictures, but maybe also with videos. So maybe you have a video where you present your product or you talk about your service you're offering. And if you want to actually inform people about what you're doing, it can be also reasonable to look at the through play rate. So if you have a video, you can focus your campaign on that people will look more than 15 seconds on your video. And this is, I think that's quite good because when you explain what you're actually doing, people get a feeling of what they can expect from your service. And that people will watch your video more than 15 minutes. That's quite a lot of time actually when we look at social media. So if you want to really reach people, I would recommend maybe to try a video. I know for content creation, it's not always that easy to create a video, but it can be easily a video where yourself just is talking or introducing your business. It doesn't have to be, like that big qualified or even that high quality video in general. And when we look at interactions, actually for with the business we're working, we don't run a lot of campaigns which are focusing on interactions because interactions in Meta, it's nice to have to have likes or comments on your posts on Facebook or Instagram, but it's not that sustainable for your content and also not for your business because everything stays in Instagram or Facebook. But these are the KPIs you should look at when your campaign is focusing on interactions. And when we come to the external traffic and also the sales, Ola, you was asking for. So for sales, it's basically more to look at the conversions, the cost per lead or the cost per product sale, and the return on ad spend. These KPIs are only available if you have the connection to your website or to your shop. So basically, I would say look at these KPIs. If you don't have the connection, there will be probably no data in Meta for this. Some of our organizations which don't want to work with the data source or with the tracking, they compare the data they have. So for example, if you know you're running an ads campaign and you see in your system, well, I get like my product will be sold 50 times. And before it was just 10 times, you can relate that social media is relevant for selling these products, but you can't not really directly relate how many sales or how many purchases came over social media. So basically, if you're selling products, I would highly recommend to implement also the conversion tracking. Okay, I'm just looking. I know we are already on time. I don't know how fast you need to jump off. And maybe, yeah, I don't know if there are any more questions left. I have a little bit more input, which I can share also afterwards. And also feel free to get in contact with me afterwards. I've just told Ali before there might be an option. I'm not sure if you're interested in, because I'm doing it in this, like in this community the first time, to do a follow-up call or follow-up meeting. If you're interested in like to look in your social media campaigns specifically, or if you have any questions, we can follow up by person, but we can also meet up again in the big round. If you're interested in that, maybe you can just, I'm not sure, maybe you can raise your hands one more time if you're interested in meeting up in the big round again. If that was helpful for you. Okay, there are some of you here, because I will also share with Ali maybe a contact where you can reach out to me and say, hey, I would be interested in doing one more round or one more like exchange on that topic. You can just refer to me. I can actually also put my email address here, Ali, if that's okay. You also have it.
Absolutely. I think Ines, also when you share the presentation, if you feel like, please, you can put in the email address and other ways that people can contact you and also book you as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's like if you don't want to exchange it in the group, sometimes it's also easy, I know, if to deep dive directly in your specific campaign issue. But I would really love also to follow up with you on the specific questions and topic you had. Okay. All right. Okay.
Great. Thank you so much, Ines. That was a really great session. It was very compact. I mean, given the amount of time we had, I guess like this was really the best we could have achieved. So
I could talk a lot more, about the
yeah,
topic, but I think to give an overview, I hope everyone got a little overview or insight on how running meta ads. Yeah. And
I would say once we share the hopefully by tomorrow, we will share the video recording and the materials, because it's of course like also a lot of information which are still in the presentation which haven't been covered. So I would ask everyone to go through the materials first. In case if you have any questions, you can send it to us. We can also collect the questions and send it to you, Ines, in case. But also like if you want to dive deeper into this topic, I would definitely directly contact Ines and book a session with Ines. And I will, of course, Ines already shared the email address in the chat, but it will be also in the presentation. And if you need to contact Ines, and you can also just reach out to me and I can connect you both.
great. Thanks so much for this opportunity. It was nice to to get an insight of what you're working on.
Absolutely. It was really a pleasure to have you with us, Ines. Hopefully we will get the chance to meet again and and dive deeper into this topic. For everyone else, I wish you a great evening. Our next session, though, it will be also on Instagram for businesses, but today it was rather focused on meta ads. The next session, Instagram will rather be focused more on content design and so on. So it's going to take place on July 29th at 4 p.m. Yeah, this is the next time when we will see each other. We will be in touch over the WhatsApp groups, over our usual channels. Everyone stay safe and have a great evening. And thank you so much once again, Ines. Hope to stay in touch with you.
Have a great time. Good success and luck for everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, Ines.
Thank you. Thank you, Ines.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Ines.
Ali.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.